One. Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with at Wet Wizard Veve. He's on my fridge, been shouting it out for months now. Everyone say hello to Dashy. Hello, Dashy.
What's up, Dashy?
Uh, so it has. So we originally met at Designer Con in Anaheim last year, but we had both been into. I think we both followed each other for a while on the Twitter. I pretty sure since at some point in 2021. But for the people that don't know really exactly how you got here and who you are, could you give us like a go into what you do for a living? Like it'd be Daniel Mack. Hey, you have a cool car. What do you do for a living?
Yeah, man. So yeah, me and Randy originally met at Designer Con and met a lot of other YouTubers out there as well. So fun to go to those events. A little bit about me, I used to be involved in mortgage. So, I used to be do home refinances and things like that. And basically that's kind of how I got my start. Went into crypto from there. And basically right now I just kind of took a leave of absence from it all. I'm just kind of doing BB and the crypto thing kind of full time for now, but it's not very prosperous, I must say. As of right now, the market's pretty terrible. So, I may dip back into that field here sooner than later, but we'll see. Time will tell. Time will tell what the market does.
Yeah. Did you intend to kind of retire when you did, or you kind of made some investments and then you just like, oh, well, actually, I don't need to go back to work right now if I don't want to. Or was that your goal? Be like, hey, I'm just going to retire early, and then you just happen to fall into it.
Well, I mean, that was kind of always the goal. I always wanted to at least, get enough cash, at some point in my life, whatever it was, to where I'd be chill. But like I said, I may be going back to working sometime sooner than later. But yeah, it just kind of happened. I mean, crypto just did really well at certain points, and I was fortunate. I think that's going to be coming again. I'm not sure exactly the timeline. Very potentially, around 2024, the next happening, which it seems to historically that seems to really help things. So that's always pretty crazy how we're like on a 4-year life cycle. We're like the Olympics. You know what I mean? So it's kind of wild, but
That's a
yeah,
good.
yeah.
I mean, also I don't know if we've ever had a recession at the same time we've had a like crypto winter, like bear market. So things are really, really down now. But also I think by the time that this recession is over, by the time we start going up, I think that will coincide with the next bull run, and that could be absolutely wild, absolute bananas. I'm peeping your Eve back there with is that a stamp set as well?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Is it right over here? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got the Eve. God, this piece is beautiful, man.
Yeah.
It's truly beautiful. And then, yeah, I have the 1776 president stamps, which is the birth year of the United States, first appearance of the presidents. So that was a pretty special piece. So I got this made by somebody in the community. They're called Hodl Frames. So you can get like multiple NFTs displayed, but I
Yeah.
just chose for just that one.
Okay. So we had a
That's my buddy, by the way.
oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's what we're doing. Let me in.
Love that guy.
I love that meme so much. We had
Yeah,
Delargo
yeah.
said, I love that guy. Let me take a picture with his Donnie.
Delargo is awesome, man. Delargo is awesome. You guys kicked it for a while at some event, right?
Yeah, it was at the kickoff party for Decon this year.
Oh, the
Um,
day before.
yeah, we
Yeah.
had we had hung out in that room, and we had he like lost his wallet, and I forget where we went. It wasn't that far away. It was maybe like a mile ish. Uh, it was just having some beers, having some whatever. Then we get back to the room, and we're about to do a podcast. Like, oh my god, I lost my wallet. I was like, uh-oh. And he comes back and he's all sweaty. He's like, I found it. Had to run all over the place, but I found it.
No way.
Yeah, dude, it
That's
was wild.
awesome. That's the
So
worst feeling.
yeah, it was horrible. I mean, mostly because like not even for the cash, mostly for like the credit cards that you have to like go and cancel and you have to do whatever.
Oh yeah.
Um, in the future, do you think that I mean, we're pretty much already cashless right now, but do you think that in the future you might not even have like a wallet. You might not even have all those cards. You might just have a something to scan, and it's like here's a like one wallet for everything, or one card for everything.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's let's see how I'd say. I think there's things that would like that to happen, and that's goes to convenience, and yeah, it's definitely pretty possible. Having cash is very awesome, in a lot of aspects, but that could be very well a potential in the future, and crypto could be involved with that, or CBDCs or whatever as well, kind of coexisting. I think it's something that could be possible. It's nothing I would truly like want, because having cash is, awesome as well, just kind of having both. But I could see it being something that's potential in the future. Yeah.
How often do you use cash now? Like how often do you like on a daily basis?
Just when I make it rain, baby. When we go to the bars. No, yeah. I use my credit card and pretty much all the time now, for sure. So
Yeah,
I use it here and there, yeah, here and there.
I
So it does a rotation, but mostly cards.
yeah, I mean I do like cash as well because it's like not traceable. You can't, I mean, I guess you could if somehow like a tiny RFID chip is on there, but no, it's pretty much untraceable. So I do like it for that. Yeah, that anonymous aspect. But I do feel like
Freedom. Yeah.
nowadays, like it's almost like the early days of Bitcoin, where people like, oh, Bitcoin, people use that for nefarious things, and I feel like nowadays a lot of people kind of just use cash for things that maybe you don't want to appear on your bank statement, or you don't want to appear on a credit card statement, because it's, you know, I mean, obviously tipping is definitely preferred with that, just because it's, you don't want other people to pay taxes on it if you put it on your card. But yeah, I don't know. I just kind of feel like we're going backwards with the cash. Like people are using it for things that you might not want to see. But
Yeah, I mean, it's freedom in a big aspect. Cash represents freedom, and you don't always want to have every single thing of your life monitored. Just in general, like that's never anything you truly want. Some people will say, "Oh, what do you have to hide?" It's nothing you have to hide. It's just none of your business, basically. Like, at the end of the day,
yeah,
is the way kind of I see it.
yeah, it's something that I feel is really really weird. There's just brings up a good point. There was I forget what bank it was. I'm not sure if it's in the U.S. or not. That says they will ask you what you're taking money out of the bank for, and you
Yeah, I would
have to.
never go to that bank ever.
Yeah, I
For a second, I would
somebody
have
on my
never told my
Telegram.
account.
Yeah, I
No way,
can.
that's crazy. My bad. I'm overtalking you. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. Just someone in my Telegram group that posted that. It's like, this is my bank. I'm withdrawing every single penny I have. Like, um, but yeah, what is something that what is the best thing you think that crypto fights against with that? Do you think it's just anonymity? Because I feel like a lot of regulation is coming towards crypto, and you're going to have to have your wallet, or do you still people still have their separate MetaMasks that nobody knows about, and they're just they're still going to be private in some way?
Fights against what exactly? I'm sorry. I didn't really.
Like government oppression or any type of government overreach, trying to track every single transaction from wallet to wallet, or do you still think that we'll always be ahead of the government, being like, okay, well, here's my separate trust wallet, my separate ledger, and I can pay someone 500K in crypto via a ledger and on the outnet, and people won't notice.
Yeah, I mean, I think in regards to the benefits of crypto, I don't really aim it necessarily towards that. I think the beautiful thing is that it now becomes a global economy, and that people across the globe could now basically choose the economic structure that they want to be a part of, because every token is different, at least the good ones. They have legit structures in place. There's staking tiers, there's possibly burning in place. And I think it's awesome that, let's say, for example, somebody in Venezuela or somebody in Sri Lanka, they can communicate and transact with each other, where as the current world structure prior to crypto, that wasn't very possible. It'd be very difficult to do that. And it just you're able to choose your economic structure that you're going into place with, which wasn't available prior. And I think that's something that's really special and really awesome. And if you pick the right company and the right coin, it could be a very lucrative type of thing for you, where that wasn't truly available before. So I think that's kind of the biggest positive that I see in regards to crypto. Of course, others as well, but not so much governmental or things like that. That is great as well, though, that we have the choice now,
Yeah.
because prior they wouldn't have the choice. They'd have to, just be involved with that system. It's getting pretty deep right now. I feel like this is
Yeah.
a Joe Rogan of Veve right
And we
now.
don't even have drinks. We're not even under the influence of anything.
Oh yeah, that's true. Last time we were hanging out, it was over in Comic-Con, and by the time we left each other, we were like definitely stumbling. You had the Smushmallow costume on.
Yeah, it's over
Oh
there.
man, we
I
had
don't
some
even
great
remember
time.
saying goodbye that night. I
We
remember
just lost.
me and Vivi Fam Bam were having a nice dinner. We had a couple of drinks, and you and Andy come in,
Oh
order,
yeah.
I think, like 4 double shots in like 20 minutes of the peanut butter whiskey. You down them, and then you order like 4 Coronas on top of that,
Oh, we
or
come in
whatever.
like a hurricane, baby. You know that.
Then he tried to get us to go down to Mexico, and I was like, I'd wear a cat suit. I don't know if it's a good idea.
Oh man, yeah. And Andy is like that. That guy is the wildest guy in the world. Like I love that guy.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
so much fun.
always a good time.
He's so chill. I mean,
Yeah.
also, he just got out of the Marines, so he's still wild, and he's relatively young, and he's about that life right now.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, yeah. Always been. Yeah, I love that guy. It's always a good time for sure. But yeah, man, at the end of that night, like I got to the place I was staying at, and like some people that that live there now. Like I used to live there. Now there's some new people, but we're all friends and stuff. I
Yeah.
got back and like they were trying to tell me stuff. I was like, bro, I just gotta go to sleep. Like I can't even process anything right now.
Oh, you had like
And
a wedding the next day, right?
no, it was my friend. It was one of my best friend's birthdays. It was his
Mhm.
birthday weekend. So like, yeah, it was a high speed weekend for sure. After
Yeah.
that, I woke me up at like 7 in the morning. I got like
Oh, man.
very little sleep, and then yeah, we ended up going to Mexico and everything like that. And then I kind of looked at your Twitter. I saw you were getting it in pretty hard too. I was like, hell yeah, there it is.
Yeah, it
So
was the next day. What was that, Thursday night? Oh, we got together.
Thursday,
Yeah,
Thursday was the night that that was the one day I was able to go to Comic-Con.
yeah. Me and Louis Fan Man were dragging on Friday, and we were doing okay. But then Saturday, Sean from Comics and Crypto, he texted me, and it wasn't crazy late. It was maybe like 7 at night, and I was like, I wasn't sure what to do. I was like, maybe I should stay and get a pizza. And then he texted me, he's like, "You want to get weird?" And I was like, "Okay." So, so I texted him, and I was like, "Okay, Sean wants to know if we want to get weird." And she's like, "Oh, all right, let's go."
Oh, I
She,
love Shock, man.
yeah, she's a tank. She can outdrink me. That's wild.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah. B
so
found that was awesome too. We had a good ass crew there.
yeah, that was fun. What was that girl's name? That girl's name was Jen.
Jenny.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, she was fun. That was a good time. She knew where to go. She knew. I don't remember the whole night. I remember kind of like coming to, and we're like at this country bar, and there's so many white people, and they're line dancing, and I was like, oh wow, I don't know how to do any of this. And this
Yeah.
really really big chested girl like gave me like a chest bump because I was wearing my cat suit. It's like, can you give a chest bump? Like, okay.
Awesome, man. Yeah, that was a cool bar. Yeah, that's one of the big ones in country bars in downtown San Diego. Moonshine
Yeah.
Flats, I think it's called. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
we're hitting everywhere. Like, because I used to be from San Diego as well, so like I knew all the hot spots. We were definitely getting it in pretty hard. Remember when Jenny balanced the drink on her head and then she like went all the way down to the ground?
Oh yeah,
Uh,
I do remember
that's a
that.
cool little party trick.
That was fun. I think I drank from that while she was like squatting down. I was like, oh yeah, that was.
Yeah, yeah. I think your Squishmallow tail and her had a moment too. I think that
That's
got
on
that on
Twitter.
video. Yeah,
That,
yeah.
so
Classic.
my friend Ernie says like, oh my God, what did you do? I was like, I don't know, man. We're just feeling the night, feeling the vibes.
Chicks dig
Um,
the Squishmallows, man.
Yeah, but
Derek, how do I got a hit?
that was just on alcohol too. We didn't have anything crazy. We didn't go like wild, wild. We just
Oh no, yeah,
yeah,
we
it
were
was,
angels.
it was a good time. Are you going to
Wow.
Decon in Anaheim again in November?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm going. I'm really stoked about it. Definitely I have to. I can't
Yeah.
not go to Econ. It's so much fun. And I'm actually staying with a bunch of YouTubers. Like we all got like an Airbnb and stuff.
Oh, is that with
And
like
it should
Dino
be
Lang and Rob stuff and all that?
yeah. Dino, Rob stuff, my collectibles. A couple other people. I'm excited, man. It's gonna be so much fun. We got a sweet place, pretty close to Decon. So yeah, I'll be sick to like meet all those guys. I met some of them before, but you
Yeah,
know,
they're great. They're
I
fun.
think it'll be awesome,
Yeah, I
man.
think I'm in that group text now that I think about it. Um, but me and Taps are just getting the same place that we did last year.
I know you
Taps,
guys are always roommates.
my one and only lover. Everyone's gonna take
Uh,
that out of context. They're gonna be like,
no,
drop their
Taft
fire
is
memes.
awesome, man. Yeah. Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
that's the perfect spot too. Like right there, like when I stayed there, I ran into you guys there, like before I even knew you guys.
yeah.
And that's kind of how we met. It was at the hotel bar, like right before the decon, a couple hours before.
You
That's
showed
top
me like
prime right
your 97 sets or something like back in November. I was like, oh my god.
there. Yeah. Definitely was going for the sets and Vivi. I wish I could go back and tell myself stack grails, but
Yeah,
hopefully this master collector program is rewarding in some sort of way.
I'm sure. Like I'm almost positive. I mean, you have the OUP that I think they want to. I don't think they want to roll them out separate because they have that. From what I understand, what
I
they
love to
want
hear
to
that.
do, yeah, they want to split it where a third of like let's say if you have a 10,000, whatever drop, a third
Uh-huh.
of it will go to people waiting in the queue, a third of it will go to people who bet the most amount of MCP points, and a third of it will go to the people who bet the most amount of OMI. So MCP, if you have a ton of MCP points, you're basically guaranteeing you a drop every time because you have so many points. All you have to do is bet more than 33% of the rest of the people. So you should be good.
That's awesome. So you think that they're gonna release them together to where OUP and MCP come out together, like kind of almost simultaneously or around the same time?
Yeah, I think that even if they announce one first, like they might announce, I think in September the OUP article, like they might roll that out there, and then they might say, okay, now that this is out there, we could start rolling this out. But it wouldn't make much sense to roll out one thing first, and because then that messes up the system of having a third go to each one. So I think even if they announce the OEP article, I'm very curious to see what Reese says tonight on Superstar Money's channel at 8:30 p.m.
Oh
Eastern
yeah,
Standard
can't
Time.
wait.
So hmm?
I said I can't wait. Yeah, I'm hella looking forward to that AMA for sure.
Yeah, so even Don Gwynn says he's going to talk about. I don't know if he's going to talk about that. I mean, there's got to be a reason why he's going on there and talking. Like, I mean, it's been a while since we've seen him on anything, so I'm pretty curious. Love that man. In other news, we have BlackRock and Coinbase deal that is going down at some point, where a couple of people are thinking. I don't know if you saw the CPI come out today, the Consumer Price Index. Did you see that? It has people were thinking that it would be 8.7, but it was lower than that, 8.5. So people were thinking, okay, things aren't as bad as we expected them.
Uh-huh.
And this also comes on the back of the news that BlackRock, which has 10 trillion in assets under management, that them and Coinbase could do a deal. And the people, it was Polkadot updates, which have 155,000 followers, but they had speculated that BlackRock and Coinbase deal could make Bitcoin go to 773,000. Now, obviously, that's really outrageous and really insane, but you do have Crypto NXT that has 177,000 followers, pretty big into the space, also reporting the world's largest fund, BlackRock, is investing in crypto. Even if they take 1% of their holdings, 1% would be $100 billion going into crypto.
Yeah.
Um, so that's a lot. Um, what are your thoughts on big institutions getting into the game, and what cryptos do you think they would buy right now and in the future?
I love it, man. I absolutely love it. I think that's going to be the next big, a next huge catalyst. I think there are going to be big players coming into the game. And I mean, if I was to guess offhand, I would say the first wave is obviously Bitcoin. You know, it's being announced. There's countries investing in Bitcoin, big time institutions. So I think definitely Bitcoin would be one of them. I think Ethereum obviously is right there. And then what's up, man? And Cardano, I think, is another one that will definitely get some good looks. I think potentially, you know, OMI or Binance also maybe as well.
Yeah.
That could be a potential. I don't know. That'd be an interesting thing, though. I'm not sure if they'd want to play in those waters, but maybe. But I mean, I think eventually, I think it can come to OMI as well but I think it'd have to be that metaverse play, and I think that'd potentially be the second wave. You know, once they kind of understand the next wave and all the big money that's coming into the metaverse space. And then I think that's where the next level of analytics will go, because the metaverse isn't right now. You know, it's kind of here, but it's really about a year away, maybe half a year to 2 years away.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the next wave, I believe, whereas all these other ones are kind of right now. So yeah, I think it'd probably hit those ones first, and then the next progression could potentially be OMI, because I think a lot of coins and NFT market and NFTs, they're going to get shaken out. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not fully sure if the recession is done by any means, but you know, if there is some more hardships, I think a lot of shitty projects are going to get exposed and are not going to make it. And you know, it's going to be like the last of the Mohicans, and you got to be a really strong coin or project, you know, to last. And those last ones are going to be very, very strong, you know, kind of like my buddy was telling me, like the dot-com bubble. You know, Amazon came out of that, you know,
Yeah.
a bunch of other things, and ones that did come out of it were obviously very solid and very sound. So I think it's going to be very similar with crypto. A lot of ones are going to end, NFTs. A lot of projects are going to get shaken out, and the ones that are still standing, they're going to get a lot of attention, and they're standing for a reason because they're strong projects.
Yeah, I think so too. When before this year, when you had Sandbox Sand and Decentraland's Mana go up on the New York Stock Exchange, it just absolutely blew up because they were listed as metaverse tokens. And the Paul Barron Network, which has a couple 100,000 followers on YouTube and on Twitter, had put a Comey into their metaverse token thing, their fund. So and our VVverse isn't even out yet. It just VVerse and Wendyverse will survive. Have you seen the Wendyverse?
Probably no, I haven't. She's got like something she launched.
Oh, so when we say like Wendy's, not Wendy Stibalis, but like Wendy's, like so they have this thing. I think it's like on Instagram or YouTube where you're like snowboarding, but you're snowboarding on a Frosty. You have like games where you throw straws into drinks. It looks really fun. It looks really cool, and I cannot wait for that. I can't wait to make an account and go do stuff. I don't know when it comes out. But that's just with one. Yeah, that's just with one particular IP. You know, when you have stuff coming out with VVverse and you have all these amazing IPs, I'm gonna lose my mind.
I mean, that's the thing, man. Like, it's definitely the fact that OMI is not seen as a metaverse token right now. I mean, it's for good reason. You know, the metaverse isn't launched at all, but you know, the individuals that are involved with the project know their aspirations, and it's definitely is a metaverse, and they have a lot more going for them, I would say, than any other project. I mean, maybe the other worlds, like the Bored Ape Yacht Club type of thing, you know, that looks very, very good as well. But you know, I mean, you can't knock the brands and the licenses that we have. You know, I mean, it's just such strong IP that's stood the test of time. So the VVverse, once that launches, I think it's going to be huge. Another big thing I think is the OUP article. Like, essentially, the way I see it is this they're they're launching their tokenomics because the OUP article is truly going to change the tokenomics. And when has there been such an established coin that's linked to a company that relaunches their tokenomics after a huge proven success? You know, I think the OUP article could be something that's gonna be very special, as well as the MCP. You know, they really listen to the community, and they've done, you know, slow rollouts of articles, went back, let's redesign it, let's add things, come back. So I think that's going to be another huge thing. And then when the metaverse comes as well, that's going to be another wave. Like, I think, yeah, so I think OMI is poised to do something special this year, and Vivi. So
Yeah,
hopefully it happens.
especially when you have a coin that's associated with a top 10 grossing app. I'm very, very curious to see where that goes.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean,
So we're both really into Veve and really into OMI. What other cryptos are you investing in right now? Hi, Wendy. I'm.
what's up, Wendy?
She says I'm offended. I invited him back in November to Voices of Veve.
Hey, look back at the chats. I told you I'm down whenever. You left me on red.
Oh,
I would love to come on any time though, Wendy. I love you. That's our decon crew right there. It's me, you, Wendy, and Taps. We go
Yeah.
hard.
Oh yeah, we got a picture, right? We got a picture
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah, we have some pictures for sure.
I gotta go find that. Well, I find that. Yeah, tell me what other stuff you have invested in outside of OMI and Veve in the crypto NFT space.
Bro, I'm like you, man. I'm 100% OMI and Veve. So I used to be diversified, but I truly think that, and again, this is not financial advice because, you know, obviously this is in some ways against a lot of investing wisdom, but it's proven me successful in the past. I think OMI and Veve is like a once in a lifetime company and opportunity.
Yeah.
So, you know, I kind of like went in periodically, and then I just continued to just been like, bro, like this was before they had, like, at the point they got Marvel, and then they got Disney, and then there was rumors of Star Wars because obviously it's under there. I was like, I think eventually Veve is going to have the entire world under their IP, and like I think it's truly a once in a lifetime investment, you know. So I'm actually all in now. I have another project that I'm potentially thinking about diversifying into, but you know, that's going to be potentially later. That's also has a very long life, but I'm all in OMI and Veve right now, you know.
All right, my
I'm
man.
losing my ass. I'll be honest with you. I've fucking lost my ass so far.
Yeah.
But you know, but it's all good because I think when you zoom out, you'll look at all the price points that we had the opportunity of buying from 1 cent all the way down to wherever we are now. You know, at any of those price points, you're gonna be like, damn, hell yeah, I got it. And really, the foundation of it is going to be the OUP. The OUP is going to say a lot about it, and the MCP.
Yeah.
So if the OUP is next level, I think
So
we'll be okay.
before I get to my next point, I'm looking for the photo of us and Wendy, and I found some photos of Taps ironing, looking like a boss. Look at.
Oh, that's when he had the long hair. That was at the first decon, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I was looking for the. Okay, here's.
You know that didn't take you long. You know that's the wallpaper on your phone. You pretended like you had to look for it.
I was looking for it. I don't know why you're not here. I have one with me and Wendy and the OMI homies and Taps. I don't, but I know we took one
Yeah,
together with
yeah.
me, you, Wendy, and
I have a
Taps.
good amount on my phone too.
Yeah, well, I'll look for that a bit later. But yeah, so the how much OMI you have right now? If you don't want to say, you just give like an estimate. You're like,
Yeah, I mean, I got a couple of seashells, a couple of sand dollars of them. You know, I mean,
yeah,
you know, yeah. I don't wanna dip into those like numbers,
yeah,
but I got a nice little bag. I think I'm comfortable with.
good for you. And
Uh,
the other project that you had mentioned, I'll say mine first. Have I talked to you about utility yet?
no, I've seen it a little bit that from your streams you've kind of talked about it, but we haven't really talked on a one-on-one about it. I would
Yeah.
love
So
to skin you on it.
The IP is really good. They partner with Rewind Collective already, and World of Women and the Gorilla Girls, and there's other IP that is under NDA. I can't say right now, but I wouldn't have like kind of come out of retirement and become ambassador for them unless it was very, very good. And even Brock McBlockchain just joined the Discord. So he's like like the bigger celebrity that just got in. Everyone's like, oh my god, I love Feesh. By the way, do you have Feesh?
I do not know.
Oh, you got to get the Feesh. Have you
Yeah.
like you've seen him around though, right?
Yeah, I know who Brock is. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Feesh I really like because you get a lot of value. All you got to do is mint a Feesh or two, and then you constantly get airdrops every month. You're able to get that tank.
I've
The
heard,
mech
yeah.
suit. Yeah, it's pretty fun. So what is the other project that you had spoke of? What is the? Do you not want to say yet?
No, I think I'll keep that under wraps for a couple of reasons as well. You know, I don't want people to hop in and like, you know, and also I want to buy in, so I don't
Yeah.
want the to go all crazy. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of projects that are out there that are really good. You know what I mean? Like, one of my friends that's really kind of spot on, throughout. He's very good with picking coins. He thinks layer twos are going to be the next wave
Yeah.
that's going to get a lot of attention. You know what I mean? So, and I could see that. I could see that because you know ETH, you know whatever's going on with their development. You know, I think it's gotten delayed again. You know, layer twos play a good role, and you know, so that's one of my friends that's really on point. You know, I've gotten a lot of coins from him, and he thinks layer two is going to be a big wave that's going to happen. And you know, just as some additional insight, I
Yeah.
think that could be potential too. You know, not financial advice.
I can't wait. Akil Patterson, he was on my podcast and he said he only has three coins. It's OMI, Immutable X, and Ethereum. Like he loves the whole ecosystem and he's very, very
Yeah,
bullish on layer two. So yeah, same. And he's a
yeah,
very smart guy.
yeah. I think he was at the kickoff party. I remember
Yeah.
signing up with him briefly. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, those are good ones, you know, like for sure. I think Immutable is going to be something special. You know, Polygon's another one that's potentially really good. Ethereum, of course, you can't go wrong there
Yeah.
with Ethereum. You know, there's definitely Cardano is another one that could be something really huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, those are kind of the more blue chip and more respected and well-known ones for sure.
Yeah, there's a Kathy Wood's estimate on Ethereum is pretty crazy, saying that Ethereum will probably have a $20 trillion market cap by 2030. But I went and looked into it and thought that, okay, well, there are some pretty big predictions for Bitcoin by then as well, saying Bitcoin would be $1 million a coin, which would give it about a 21 trillion dollar market cap. So, you know, a lot of people think that Ethereum could flip Bitcoin at some point. Ethereum is just more as or Bitcoin's more of a store of value, but Ethereum is obviously quite a bit more than that. Um, I saw this meme the other day that showed the small amount of people that used something when it first came out, like TV, telephone, iPhone, etc., new technologies.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, Bitcoin is at that beginning stage where it's like less than 5% of people use it. What's your prediction for mass adoption coming with blockchain and these cryptos in general? Uh, do you think we have to wait until like we're in the 2030s, or it might happen this decade?
Oh, I think it'll definitely happen this decade for sure. You know, I mean, it's just because certain blockchains and certain cryptos they serve real world purpose, and real businesses are going to want to utilize those. Yeah, Cardano. Yeah, I'm a fan of Cardano. Real companies are going to want to utilize that technology. And the thing is, in that in corporate the global corporate world, technology is everything. You know, if you have outdated technology as opposed to your competitor, and especially if it's far more advanced, you're gonna get outpaced. Like you're gonna lose your competitive edge, and you're gonna, you know, there's a point where they could even come out and just buy you out, and then you're done. Well, you know, I wouldn't say that's the worst thing in the world for the owners, but you know, but still, you can just completely get outpaced. So I think just the business demands and the technology capabilities are gonna be a big thing to push it forward. There's also the investment angle. I think that's going to be another big thing that's, obviously people see that this is going to be here. It's going to be around. And, I think, yeah, I think crypto is going to be here to stay. I think it will happen in 2020s. And I think just in general, the metaverse is going to be a big thing. That's going to be a huge, huge thing that's going to bring a lot of money into it. And I think that's definitely happening here in this next couple of years. So just within the metaverse, I think there's going to be a lot of big money coming in. But basically for all the other reasons, like I said, the Bitcoins, the Cardanos, the Ethereums, things like that, they're going to just get a huge influx because they do have real world use cases that businesses want and need.
Yeah, there was a post by Epico Regal or Barclays that it was from Venkatesh, and it showed that Wharf Street Studios was now supported by Barclays, and there's a couple of other ones on there people might know, Eagle Labs, Barclay Card Payments, but Barclays is like a $33 billion bank company that they have the Barclays Center over on the East Coast, so it's wild like what. And there's going to be some dark horses as well, like the same way I feel
Oh
about
yeah.
how like some of the decon artists. Like I don't know which ones. I don't know if anyone knows, but there's going to be some decon artists that are relatively unknown that are just going to blow up. I don't know who they are. Do you have any? Do you have any guesses on the decon artists? Which ones you really like long term?
I mean, so my guess would be, that Mr. Toon guy, the one that's like the LA tattoo artist. He has a big movement and things like that. And so that's he's created a legacy through that and through Los Angeles County, to where his name will likely live on and be something that could be held in high regard. But really, I think so. One, yeah, the artwork is a big thing as well. Obviously, that's huge. That's a big component of it. But I see art kind of like music as well, to where you can make the best music in the world, but if you're not savvy on the business side, people aren't gonna be able to hear it. So there's a lot of big artists that make awesome music, but nobody knows about them. So the thing that I'm kind of looking at in terms of the VV artists is, okay, well, who's utilizing this platform and who's like truly business savvy? And when I analyze that, I mean, I think the first one is Matt Gondek. He's really engaging with the community. He has really sick artwork that really kind of ties into Vivi. He does a lot of famous characters, and he just does his own spin on them. So I mean, he's somebody that definitely seems like he has a knack for what's going on. The Frank Koziks as well, and the Ron Englishes also could be very interesting. I see Frank Kozik. He's like, he has big aspirations for VV. Like he said, he wants to be able to breed labbits and stuff like that. That's awesome. I mean, that would be sweet. That would be so sick, and that would definitely pump labbits when that occurs. Ron English is obviously a huge artist as well within his own right. I mean, I think I would hopefully bring something to the table with the serial killers. I mean, it's kind of gone, of course, but I think there needs to be something else, like either utility or maybe he just drops different artwork or something. I'm not sure. That doesn't seem to. It had its run, but it doesn't seem like people are really stoked about those anymore. Sorry to say, but
Yeah, I mean, what I really like about certain things, like something like that, is that after the hype is gone and it kind of dies down, and people are into other stuff, you can get a cheap set. And the cheaps, I feel like
oh
eventually
yeah,
at some point, MCP is going to be so big that there won't be any sets below like $100 or whatever. Even like the stamps, like there's a baseball stamp right now, super cheap. You can get it for like $30, and that's a whole set. So I think eventually there's going to be this inflection point where people are like, I just want the MCP points, and they're going to go and just buy all the cheap sets, and there won't be cheap sets anymore. I could be
I
wrong,
think
but
I think it needs to be. I think that's exactly how it needs to be for VV's like longevity. I spoke about this a little bit with Chad from NFT Pirates, and it's like basically the community has wisened up to the fact that, hey, stacking grails is the way. That's the smart way to do it, and that's 100% is the smart way as of right now. And because of that, Veve cannot drop a grail every single drop. So, let's say maybe 2 out of 10 drops could be what is potentially considered a grail. And I'd say that's, probably somewhat generous. And, so what, those 8 out of 10 drops are going to be not sold out and be going under retail. Like, as a business long term, like that's not going to fly. So they really need to change the paradigm that gives every every single piece on Veve value if they truly want to sell out continually. Now, bringing more people into the app will do something to quell that. But eventually, those new people will become wise. Like, oh, why am I buying this? Whatever. Why don't I just save up and buy like a grail or something like that? So that sentiment won't change. You can't put a band-aid on that. You
Yeah.
truly need to change it from the root. And I think MCP is something that will help change that. I think they need to from a business perspective, they got to give all these things value and make them desirable, which I think they're going to do, you know.
I think that they definitely will, but I also think that in the future they might not need to work as hard on that just because I saw that Disney Plus just passed Netflix as far as like the most downloaded app or streaming app, having over 220 million downloads and users. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that if we're gonna have other people market for us and we just have one ad on Disney Plus for Veve, even if 99% of people don't look at it or check it out, that's just 2 million people already just going and getting that. And out of that many people, how many are going to really be buyers and whales? I don't know. But, you have that. I mean, Nat Geo is owned by Disney, and Nat Geo's got like 200 something million on Instagram as well. So I think a lot of these could be really. Um, I feel like, again, Veve, I'm sure will do really well. But when it comes to marketing, I feel like all they need to do is turn on a switch. And obviously, I'd like to have a working search bar before then. What is one thing? What is the one thing that you would fix about the Veve app? Like, what would be your main priority before we do marketing?
So I mean, outside of the doing something different from the things like the MCP, OUP, first stage of Veveverse, I think they truly need to redesign the social aspect of the app.
Yeah.
I think the social aspect is not good at all. It's fine. It works for right now. I understand how they have not made that a priority, which
Yeah.
is totally fine. But I think before they enter that next stage, if they truly want to get a engagement from the and get engagement and get retaining things, I think that is going to be a big thing that they can redesign. Is within the social aspect of Veve, like the feed, and then just add new elements. Look at what TikTok's done, look at what Instagram does, look at what Facebook does, look at all the pros of what they do, and try to optimize it for your ecosystem so that people can easily communicate and just be a very fun app just socially, and then you add the other layers on top of it, which bring engagement and other things. I would say redesigning the social aspect of the app.
I can't wait for a lot of memes to be shared over on the feed. That's going to be really fun. And people do crazy or sharing videos as well because there's so many amazing videos that have come out over the last couple of weeks. Do you know Roth Rind?
I don't know him, but I've seen his content. Yeah, I think he's friends with Sean and
Yeah.
Comics and Crypto. I'm not sure if I've met him. Maybe I have, but I just if he's gone to the decons, I'm sure I have. But I've been watching his videos. His videos are legit, man. I love them.
I can't wait for all of that. I think he finally made a TikTok. I can't wait for all of that to go viral because that will. People are gonna be like, if I didn't know what Veve was and I saw that, like, what the fudge is this? Like, is it a game? Is it a movie? Like, where can I participate? Where can I watch?
Yeah.
And if I were to find out that I could buy all these things, like, oh, no way. I I almost wish, like, there's some people that say that, hey, what's a video game you wish you could play over again for the first time? I wish I could discover Veve for the first time again. What would be your reaction? If, let's say, your memory was wiped, you had that Men in Black pen, flash in your face. How would you react now? if you were to rediscover Veve again?
I'd be stoked. I'd be all about it. Like, cause now I'd be coming in with like Marvel and Star Wars and Coca-Cola, but also I have my crypto background, so also I kind of understand that layer of it. If I was completely void of that and I was just somebody that's just a normal person, doesn't do crypto, doesn't do NFTs at all, you know, just one of those type of people, I'd be intrigued. I'd be like, wow, this is interesting. And I'm not sure I would truly know the value proposition of it. I would think I would look at it from a lens of like kind of a toy collectible thing without knowing all the additional knowledge. So I think you spoke to that as well. I think another big thing as well is education. Like, people need to understand what these things are, because they're not going to buy them just as a toy. They're
Yeah.
not going to spend $1,500 on an NFT or $200 on something just so they can take a picture with it. More than likely, they need to understand the knowledge behind it, how this could be an investment, how this can be an income generating asset, how this could be like other things. You know what I mean? So I think education would be huge. But if I was new to it with the knowledge of crypto and NFTs I know now, I'd be all about it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
There it is.
So there was a question Justin asked: how do you think Bitcoin's going to keep up with NFTs? Where a lot of the NFTs are pretty much are paid by Ethereum, on OpenSea or other projects. Where does Bitcoin fit in with all of this?
Uh, I mean, my off the cuff answer would be like, it doesn't. That's going to be one of the edges that Ethereum has over Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Is going to be it's going to be able to capture that wave of NFTs. That's gonna help in potentially Ethereum succeeding Bitcoin if it ever does. Like, but I mean, yeah. I mean, maybe it could be the introduction of people getting BTC into Ethereum or something, but that would be my off the cuff answer. Of course, I'm not. That's an interesting question, but that would be what I would think is that that's going to be one of the things that Bitcoin is going to be out of the loop of. That's going to be an Ethereum thing, and all those other coins that are creating NFTs. Solana and
So with
lame ass wax.
Wax. A couple of my NFTs are on Wax.
I have one. I just took a shot because the CEO took a shot at us. So
okay,
people never forget.
that's true. Like elephant. We had a Bitcoin pairing with OMI, like I think it was like early last year, like early 2021, and that's what kind of helped propel us to like, being over a penny. I think we had like $120 million in volume in like 24 hours. With that, what do you think is going to be the most important pairing for OMI? Would it be Bitcoin or Ethereum, or I mean, those are probably the big two.
Yeah, I would say those would be the big two. Because those are the most common used coins.
Yeah.
But everything. Hopefully, OMI isn't restricted in regards to the pairing. Hopefully everything can go into OMI. You know what I mean? Especially the other metaverse, like somebody's, like maybe Mana and things like that, Engine and whatever. Just basically, hopefully anything and everything has a pairing to OMI. I would hope so eventually. But yeah, Cardano, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Binance.
I hope so too. So JL mentioned something interesting that he owns the Central Land, but bullish on OMI. Can't wait for Veveverse. What percentage of your OMI will be used to buy land in the Veveverse? 2%.
69%.
Really?
No.
That would have been so great.
69, 420. I'm not sure. I really have to analyze it when that comes around. I'm really gonna have to assess my financial situation in regards to my OMI bags.
Yeah.
Because if my OMI is still sitting where it is right now, I'm very likely not gonna lock in those losses so I can get land, which I mean, in the layers of this is just my analysis, in the layers of risk. I think that is another huge unknown risk. I think it's a huge opportunity but it's also a huge risk as well, you know, as well as the NFTs. I think OMI is the least risky, but you know, I'm not going to lock in huge losses so I can go and run over to land to do it. But if OMI's up and it's kind of around my buy points, if it's around some of the buy points, yeah, I may take some out and do that. Or if OMI is, you know, in more so of a profit past its all-time highs, yeah, I'll definitely diversify into land for sure, 100%.
I think OMI is well over a penny by next year when we're able to buy land in the universe. So I think we're
I hope so.
Yeah, you know, figure OUP hopefully starts rolling out end of this year. Like again, we should get the article hopefully later this quarter, but even if it's not until early Q4, you know, rolling that out will really help. Part of me hopes it doesn't help the price. Hopefully, it just starts burning a lot of OMI. Because again, even if it rolls out and it does, you know, really well, if we don't have exchanges and we don't have marketing, then probably not going to have too much action there. But if people start buying it just so they could burn it on drops, I think that'd be really big for burning the supply.
Yeah, I mean, like I was mentioning, this is a very established company and a very established, you know, it's a very established company. The cryptocurrency isn't tied to it yet. So, I mean, I don't think I've seen in the space an established company basically launch their tokenomics after hugely being, thanks, man. What's up, dude? After hugely being established already, you know what I mean? Because essentially they're releasing their tokenomics with OUP. I mean, that's the way that I see it. So I think it could get huge attention if people, especially people that are like heavy crypto people, they're like, oh, okay, what's OMI? They released their tokenomics. Okay, let's take a look at it. And then they see that there he is.
Don't want to interrupt you. Keep going.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, Randy?
Yeah, I'm just saying,
Randy.
hey, what's going on, man?
Bro, we're at one of the most exclusive top shelf diners in the state of New Jersey, Chit Chat Diner. It's in West Orange. In fact, I can't rotate, but it actually has a view of New York City. I mean, like it's unlike no other, bro. It's
I'm
awesome,
gonna go get
bro.
a view actually.
Dude, that's awesome, bro.
What's up, Rabbi? How you doing, bro? It's East Coast, West Coast here. How you doing?
Yeah, man, everything's good, dude. Everything's going good, brother. Good to talk with you.
That's cool,
We're
man.
just-
Good to see you, man. Haven't talked to you in a while. I know you went, you know, ballistic on Thor, and you know, Randy. It was like a Randy with like the alligators, bro. You took you know, the Thor. Oh my God, bro. Honestly, bro, you guys are like the epitome of the top of the chain when it comes to those particular characters, and they're probably, there's no one in the game that could compete. But other than that, man, tokenomics. I heard some about blockchain. I heard coins.
Yeah, man. We're kind of getting into
combo, but
we're kind of getting into the thick of it all, man. Glad you could join. So
thank
could
you.
you hear me all right? I could speak up a little bit.
We're good.
All right, sick. But yeah, you know, it's like when I decide to stack, and I'm sure we all know this feeling, you know, when I finally decide on it and I start going, it's like you just black out and you just hit buy now, buy now, buy now, buy now, buy now, buy now. So I definitely did that when you know, when I was doing the Thors, I was thinking for the ultra rare, maybe I'll stop at 100. And I was like, nah, let me keep going, blah, 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 blah. So ended up stopping at 200, and then for the secret rares, I stopped at 50. And didn't plan on it.
Yeah.
It just happened. Whoops.
That's amazing. I hope that moons for you. I hope that moons so hard. I mean, he's a really awesome character. He's the only one that has 4 movies so far. Solo movies anyway. So
he's like one of the kings of Marvel.
I have obviously you see my my Thor comics. You know, obviously they're unmatched. If you ever wanna, you know, kind of like link something up and you want to do something, I'm willing to. Not necessarily sell. I'm a little more like in the trading area. So if it was a matter of you buying from me and me buying back from you, since the transfer don't work, to try to top off your Thor situation, because obviously my common to ultra, I think my common to my ultra rare, or at least my common to my rare, those are the lowest 3, 87, 88, and 89, and the lowest in the comics. that beta ray bill, and I think my secret rare is probably number 3. So if you want to, just kind of, I know there's a lot of collaborations that you do with collectibles and comics that are great for a collection, and
Yeah.
I'm willing to tap them off. Unfortunately, there's no Alligator Loki comic, so I can't help you, Randy, on that to match that up for you.
All
But,
right, you all in.
Randy, what's up, bro? I love you, bro. You're like the fucking, we got a couple more months, bro. And I was just in the city today. I know Rabbi hit me up. I was in, actually, I was at the, right on at the Empire State Building.
Oh, nice.
Empire State Building's on 5th Avenue and 34th, 35th.
Yeah, it's really close to Penn.
Yeah, I was on 5th Avenue and 33rd. I was only a block away. I walked, past. I was walking past there. I had to go to get some fingerprinting done for. So as you know, New York and New Jersey, upon the Roe versus Wade reversal in the Supreme Court, there was a unlike any other thing that has happened in history, New Jersey and New York has now got passed in that same bill for the carrying permit. So these crazy, we're the crazy blue states over here, and for us to have carrying permits is unlike, like it's Pennsylvania, it's Florida, it's Texas, a lot of other, ultimately red states. They got that permission. We haven't had it in history, and Supreme Court flipped it. So with the process of getting your carrying permit to be able to carry a pistol, you need to have a purchase permit, which that is the first step. And then when you get that, then you obviously can go purchase your pistol or whatever guns you want. But the pistol would be permitted to be carried in your jurisdiction, your particular city. So I was taking advantage of that, which obviously I had to get fingerprinted.
Awesome.
That's what I was doing in New York today. So that was pretty cool.
There you go. Nice.
Yeah. So that's that.
Get a pistol to match your. Get a pistol to match one of your NFTs. You could take different pictures with each NFT and then a different pistol. You know what I mean?
It's true, bro. When you got this kind of, when you got the vaults like we got, bro, you got to start carrying, bro. You know what I'm saying? You never know. But if I can get it done and back and completely pass, I don't think I'll make it for Comic-Con. I'll be able to go. I'll be in Jacob Javits with the ratchet on my side, so that'll be cool.
That'd be great.
But I'm just saying that would be crazy. But yeah. So I mean, so Rabbi, you're gonna make New York Comic Con, or is that probably not?
Man, I want to. I also want to go to London Decon, but I kind of want to make some moves, like selling some NFTs to do it. So we'll see. I mean, I haven't clicked into sell mode. I haven't analyzed it to do that, but I would love to go to New York Comic Con. I want to go to London Decon. I'm definitely going to the Anaheim one. So yeah, I definitely want to.
That's pretty cool. I mean, going across the pond like that is. I mean, Sean popped up over there with Danny's wedding, and that was insane. Plus the other stuff
there for a week.
That was insane.
Yeah.
But for me, obviously, Randy, we're in the Mecca here, and to go to Jacob Javits with a Marvel, with a Veve booth, something like that again. It's going to be insane, man. It's like, it's where it all started. Stan Lee. It's just so, you know what I mean? It's so nostalgic, and I get chills just thinking about that kind of Marvel, Spider-Man, Fantastic Four. The tops, and being in the Mecca at that point. It's going to be a great scene. Having obviously a lot of the influencers and obviously a lot of just us guys, so to say, collectors and Veve guys being there.
Yeah.
It's going to be cool. It's going to be real cool for the first time, Yep.
Yeah, I think it'd be awesome. Yeah. I've never been to New York either. So, I mean, that'd be a nice way to get over there and have people that I know. And, I think it'd be awesome, truly. So I definitely want to go. So we'll see. Maybe I'll make some moves so I could make it happen.
Yeah.
We have so much to show you.
Yeah, it's nothing more than a trip, a plane trip, and probably not that. Yeah, in a hotel stay, you shouldn't have no problem with that.
The good thing is New York too, like the New York Comic Con, it's not as crazy as the San Diego Comic Con, to where like they've been sold out for 2 years. Like last I checked, you could still get tickets like on their website because it's not as crazy as San Diego from what I saw. So
Yeah, Thursday, Friday, Sunday you can get. Saturday you're gonna have to get on some other on some other website.
yeah, Saturday I might just go hit the city. You know, Thursday, Friday sounds sick, but I don't think I'll go there the whole weekend.
I'll be there for the Thursday, and I'm gonna be there with my daughter, and then on the Saturday, all four of my wife and my kids, we're all doing some kind of cosplay. So we're gonna do. I don't know if we're gonna do the Batman thing. We're gonna do something Riddler.
The Incredibles.
Batman. It's gonna be cool. So yeah, it's the first time I'm doing it.
That's awesome,
my
man.
favorite board game is probably Monopoly.
Yeah, the Incredibles would be really good. You'd have to gain like 50 pounds though. Like Mr. Incredible is so top heavy.
Yeah. I was thinking about Batman, but or Bruce Wayne. I don't know. We're gonna do something. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
Guys, I just wanted to touch base with you. I'm out with my family, my kids and my wife, and we're hold on one second. Take a look. Here they are. My wife, my daughter.
What's up, everybody?
My son's all. You guys are live. Look.
What's up, man?
What up?
Yeah. So
that's awesome,
but
dude.
Thanks for the invite. We'll talk again. I appreciate it. I'd love to stay with you, but we got food coming out. Plus, it's like family night out. Chilling.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Glad you checked in. It's nice to talk with you, brother. For sure.
Yeah.
We'll have to do it again sometime.
Randy, bro. See you later.
Love you, Pags. Catch you later.
Take it easy, brother.
Take care, guys. Take care, Dan.
That's
awesome.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I hit him up. I've never talked to Pags like on this. We always kind of chat on Telegram and stuff, and Twitter. So that's sick that he rolled through.
Yeah, he's a good dude. I really like him. He's awesome. I know you have a Donnie, but I know you have some other stuff. Are you more team comics or team collectibles?
So I'm somewhat split in between them, but I'm definitely more heavier on the collectible side, and I think I do lean more towards the collectibles because I think the collectibles. This is just my own belief. I think the collectibles are going to be the ones that are going to have the rentability aspect.
Yeah,
they're going to be truly like income generating assets. So that's what I'm really like more kind of aiming towards. The comics definitely have that proven track record of value from the past and their physical comic books, but I truly don't foresee a lot of comics really having rentability. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but I think there's going to be a few secret rares, like a Marvel Marvel 1 secret rare, or like the AF-15 secret rare. I think people may rent that just to flex it in their houses or something like that. But for 95% of the other comics, like why would I spend more money to rent the secret rare as opposed to just renting the common if my intention is to read it? I'll just spend 50 cents, 25 cents and rent the common and read it. But, the collectibles, I think, are definitely going to have that rentability aspect to it and that layer to it, which I think is going to be unique. So I lean more towards the collectibles, but I definitely do see the comics as being something that, like, I think the comics are the safer bet.
One thing that I don't like about the way they do the comics is that if you have like a really cool story, like let's just say Hit Monkey, like even though the comic is absolutely poor, like it does not do very well on the app. Hit Monkey is a really cool story. So if I wanted to go and get more of finding out just the origin story is one thing, but finding out what else he does with like crossovers with Deadpool and Spider-Man, and he's part of the X-Men at some point, or I'm sorry, he's part of S.H.I.E.L.D. at some point. You just can't do that. So if we have, let's say, like a comic run like Civil War or Secret Wars, I think that's the one thing that I wish we'd have. I wish we'd have some continuity with the comics so that we could get the whole series, like the whole run. But yeah, the comics are the only things that are actually worth millions of dollars in real life. Like the collectibles, that they don't for Marvel, they don't really exist. For DC, they obviously do. We got Bane over there.
Yeah, 100%, and I totally see that. I just think that this is something that's going to be different. Like the digitization of collectibles is going to be something different. And I truly think, and I mean, this is kind of what I definitely hope for. They've spoken to this, but I think one of the biggest, I was actually just talking in my, like little Telegram group that I'm in about this. And I think one of the hugest catalysts for VV NFTs is going to be, there are going to be others prior to this, but I think one of the biggest things is going to be when these transition from digital collectibles to being income generating assets. I think that's truly when big money, big global money is going to truly pour into these and get huge price tags, especially the right, because they're not just going to be digital collectibles. These are going to be assets that are, income generating with zero liability. So I think that's going to be one of the big things. And I'm just not sure if comics are going to have that type of push behind them. Like I said, some may, but nowhere near to the degree of a collectible. Like the way that I see it, this is kind of a bigger thought that I haven't really mentioned, but you know how we used to always watch those sci-fi movies and things like that, and there'd be a guy that's like, just a normal person or just like an adventurer, and he has like a globe of the entire world around him, and he's spinning it around and he's clicking on like a certain area, and like a whole thing pops up, tells you about the area, tells you about the resources, the people that are in that area. I think that's going to happen, and I think it's going to be an NFT. That's going to happen within AR glasses, and that's going to be in NFTs. So I'll be able to be in my living room and I'll be able to buy like a globe NFT that I can project into my living room, and I could actually interact with it. And, I could have that holographic technology, and it's going to be through AR glasses, through NFTs. So I just, potentially with the comic books too. Yeah, I'd be sick to display the comic books, but again, like, would I get a secret rare and pay like more money for it just to see the cover, as opposed to I can just get like the common for like 25 cents, and if my intention is to read it. But if I could have like, a T-Rex that's in my living room that's just chilling and it just roars, and I could just look at it, or I could fight my Thor versus somebody's Black Panther and like online things, like I just think the rentability is just, that's where it's going to be with the collectibles. And I think we're going to enter into a new world where, we keep trying to tie everything to the physical, which is good, it gives us a base point, but we are truly entering into uncharted territories. So I think the collectibles have that possibility for the rentability. But again, it's a risk, I'm trying to forecast, but that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I didn't think that there would be so you just brought up a good point. We're talking about rentables. Like, I was thinking people would get them just to have in their houses in the VV-verse. But if, let's say you have someone, like, it wouldn't take too much effort. Like when you go into a house or any room, you kind of feel around for the light switch, because there's going to be a light in every room. What if we get to the point where in the next couple of years you enter a house and then you reach for the AR glasses, you reach for something, and then people just have them, and then you just see their NFTs that they have in AR. Now, again, the AR glasses, when they come out, are probably going to be pretty expensive, so this might be a decade or two away. But I feel like this might be so ubiquitous at some point that you're going to reach for the AR glasses, or everyone's going to have their own glasses. You're just going to be wowed by. You're going to expect NFTs in every room, or NFTs in every part of every house. So that made me really bullish on that really quickly. That'd be a great home defense too. Like if all the NFTs are projected in AR or something, and so you just see a giant T-Rex over there.
Yeah, man. I think that's going to be. I think the point of AR glasses being released, I think that's going to change the world instantly. Like instantly, it's going to change the world. The world is going to shift to be like a video game, basically. And then once they have the mass production, because at first I'm sure it's going to be like, it's going to be tough to get. They're going to be sold out. You're going to have to pay an upcharge and things like that to get them. But I think at that point, the world is going to change, just kind of like the iPhone did. The world kind of changed the world. And I think AR glasses are going to do that to way bigger degree, because people are going to live the world like it's a video game. Like we already see people like content creators, like YouTubers, not saying like specific in the niche that you do, but people that are just go and just do the wildest things just for like content, you know. They'll like prank people, and they just don't have any, like, they're kind of devoid of the social, you know, social element of how a person should act in like the real world. And they just forego all that and just don't care about people. They just want content and stuff, like the extreme type of people. And I think once the AR glasses come in, that's just going to go and expand to a whole nother level, because the life is going to be very video game like. And I think that's going to catch fire like quick. And I don't think it's 10 years away by any means. I would say the AR glasses are probably within 1 to 3 years away.
Oh yeah,
and I think at that point,
they'll
we're going to
probably
be
be AR
chilling in the
glasses
money
next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just say where it gets cheap enough that everyone has them. I mean, or maybe Apple could license that out, their technology, to Google or to Microsoft or whatever. It's like, hey, you know, use our patents, use whatever, and, you know, license that out. Yeah, I wonder what the. I mean, if you want to rent out a common alligator Loki, it might be like $1 a day or something. You know, it'd be really cheap. But, you know, renting out let's say a Donnie, or let's say that Aston Martin that's in your profile picture, that's not the one of 7, is it? That's just
no. I'm not one of those few ballers. That's the secret rare, the like 500 one.
Yeah. Okay, so that is
it's a little mint though.
Nice. What mint is it?
I want to say it's in the 40s. It's like 43 or 46 or something like that.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wonder what that would go for. Like, I wonder what people would go and rent that for, you know, like per day or per week or whatever. I mean, people rent cars in general, like people that want to go and impress a girl, rent a car, rent a house, make pretend that that's yours just to, you know, get it in. I can picture people doing that with NFTs as well.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's the big thing. I think that's the big thing right now. So this kind of gives a bigger idea that I have for the NFTs on Veve. Like right now, we're purchasing what we're buying and what we're like selling and stuff like that. We're truly buying and selling incomplete products. You know, these products aren't at the full cycle of what they are actually going to be and what they're going to become. Like I said, in regards to the rentability aspect, the utility of them, you know, possibly using them as avatars in the Veveverse, like all these things have not been done yet. So truly what we're buying right now is incomplete products. Once we get to that point of being complete products to where you can run around in the Veveverse with your NFTs, which I believe is going to happen, but, you know, that's my speculation. You could do that. You could, you know, you could play video games in the Veveverse with them, or you can also rent them out and they become income generating assets. At that point, that's when the actual complete NFT is a complete NFT and it's a completed product. And that aspect of the Donnie, for example, because everybody shits on the Donnie, but I just don't. I have a completely different perspective of it. And at that point of these being completed NFTs where I can rent them out, like I mentioned, Donnie, there's only about 110 of them in the Veveverse, and like that's a very low amount, and that's like legit clout. You know, if you have a Donnie, it's like, oh, you know, everybody kind of knows what a Donnie is for the most part in Veve, you know, and that just says something that's like, it's kind of like, it kind of grabs your attention, you know. Imagine in the Veveverse where, you know, somebody's running around with a Donnie, and let's say there's 10 million users, and you see a Donnie running around, you're gonna be like, oh shit, like what the hell? That's like a Donnie. And in a way, if you translate it to physical, that's gonna be like somebody driving down the street with like a Ferrari, basically. And you know, what is that level of clout in the physical world? You know, well, it costs a lot of money to rent a Ferrari for the day. Also costs a lot of money to own one. But in the Viviverse, if you have like a very low mint NFT and a special NFT that's going to grab people's attention, that clout's going to be onto a whole nother level. Like people are going to run around and chase you in the Viviverse. You're going to have like little crowds around you trying to see your NFTs and see your profile. Okay, well that's clout. Like what is that worth? And in the digital world, it's going to be way larger, because people aren't going to have the social norms that they have in the physical world, you know, just like how people are with like, you know, chatting and doing comments. They wouldn't say that in person, or they wouldn't act that way to the person in person. The fact that they're in the digital world, you know, their inhibitions are kind of lost. So I think that level of clout's going to just be like more exaggerated. And there's only a small amount of users. So there's only 110 people. If we all band together and say, hey, we're not renting out the Donnie for nothing less than $500 a day, and we all stick to that, well, there's only 110 people. So if you want that level of clout to run around with the Donnie, well, you're going to have to pay $500 to do it. And at that point, and this goes for all NFTs, at that point, is buying a Donnie for $50,000 out of the question? No way. That's going to be a steal, you know, if you look at it from an investment standpoint. So I mean, that goes with all NFTs, like the Aston Martin, for example. You know, there's only 500 of them. If you can drive them around, and you want to drive around in an Aston Martin, you may have to pay $20 to do it, you know, in order to rent it. Does that make it buying it for $3,000 a bad investment? No, that's a really good investment. If I could find something that I could pay $3,000 for that gives me $20 a day, I'd do that all day, every day. I'd liquidate everything and do that right now, you know? So that's why we're not buying complete products. And I don't think that people are well, I have a different perspective of what the future will be. And I think once these are income generating assets, that will definitely boost up the price and solidify the price. I just went on a rant. My bad.
No, that was perfect. I wrote down two of those things. The two things that you had mentioned, that I'm going to make a whole video just about these two things, maybe throw one or two other things in there. Is people chasing you around to take a look at your NFTs, I think is very similar. But if people have never had that before, like it's, especially if you're a guy, a not good looking guy that maybe would never get noticed in real life. And like I experienced this when I'd go to Comic-Con, and I work really hard to look like Deadpool, or I work really hard to look like Bane. And people stop me and ask me to take pictures. And people, you know, just for that, before I got into YouTube, before I got a little semi-famous in this little bubble we have, that made me feel like a celebrity. And that feeling is different for everyone, but for somebody that never got noticed before, and for somebody that is that type of serotonin dump, that type of like, is unmatched. Like you're never gonna see that again. You're never gonna experience that any other way unless you do get famous in real life. So I think that's very important. And that feel like there's gonna be, I guarantee you, I've talked about this before, but I guarantee you there's going to be major companies, there's going to be hedge funds, and there's going to be DAOs that are going to want to get every single set in the first season. And there's, like I said, 100-ish people that can do that. Actually, I think less, because the secret rare Moogly, I don't know how many, you know what that one is?
The gold one, I think, is like around 180, but again, you got to subtract 40 of it. So it's really 140.
Yeah. All right. So the lowest is Donnie then, with the amount of mints. Like I said, I think that eventually getting a complete set of all of season 1 is only going to belong to either OGs or the mega rich, because people will come in. It's like gentrification coming in. People are going to come in, pay 1.5 or 2x of what somebody's house is worth, get all the locals to move out, build up the area. I think that's exactly what's going to happen with season 1 stuff. And like you said, renting that out, that cooperation to not rent out for any less than a certain amount of money is genius. Like somebody even said it up there, that
the Diamond Hand community.
Yeah,
it's the Diamond Hand community. I probably know almost all the Donnie holders for the most part, you know, at least within it. You know, there may be a couple that we're not familiar with, but thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man. you know, that we don't know about. But yeah, I mean, that kind of brings me to another point that I haven't really mentioned. I've kind of mentioned it in like Twitter here and there, and in some of the Telegram groups that I'm in. And this may be kind of like outlandish to say, but I truly think that that's what's going to happen, is that, and it's going to be a testament to what you're mentioning about season one being highly coveted. And I think the big thing that nobody's really talking about that's good potentially be going to be coming is going to be the badges, that of the NFTs and things like that. And I think in the Viviverse, in a subtle aspect, you know, like a really big thing that is going to be there is going to be the badges. And if you, I think possibly like you're going to have your name, and then next to your name, again, this is just me trying to forecast it. You're going to be able to display like two badges that you have. And if you see somebody running around with a unique badge on their next to their name, you're going to go over there and you're going to click on them and you're going to be like, oh, dang, what badge is this? And you're going to kind of analyze them. Kind of like if anybody's played like online games where they're like massive amounts of people, like a World of Warcraft type. If somebody has really like crazy armor, you run around a city, there'll be people that are going to run up to you and like check out your NFT or check out your gear. I think that's what it's going to be in the Viviverse. And it's either going to be correlated off of like the avatar that you're using, whether it's an NFT, maybe if it's just a normal avatar and like the clothes that you have, but also I think it's going to be the badges. So people are like, you know, let's say I have a partner statue or whatever, but I can't like do anything. I can't show it. It's just a statue that I have in my house. Well, I'm not going to be able to show it off unless I have, except for if I have like a sick unit, because it's a one of one set. I have like this really unique Disney badge that people don't see often. They're like, oh, what the hell is that badge? And then they're going to come up to me and then they're going to open my profile and they'll see I'll have a partner statue. Like, I don't think there's going to be, except for running around as an avatar, you're not going to really be able to display your whole quantity of collections. It's going to be more people are going to need to like click on you and look at your profile in order to see your NFTs. And people aren't just going to run around clicking on people, you know, because they're just not going to do that with their time, maybe at the very beginning. But what's going to entice somebody to click on you is possibly the avatar you're running around in or the badges you have. So that season one badge, there can only be 110 people in the entire world that have that season one badge. And for all the big NFT whales, ETH whales, celebrities, you know, they're going to come in and then be like, yo, what's the sickest thing that I can get? They're like, well, you're going to, you know, it's not a particular NFT, it's a badge. You're going to have to buy all these season one badges. Okay, cool. Let me go ahead and do that. To get that season one badge, you're going to have to go through Donnie to get it. And you're going to have to pay a good premium in order to do that. So I think and that's everything. Like Decon season one, you know, that's probably gonna be a cool badge. Like season two, it's gonna be a badge. Like that's why I think all season one, they're gonna be valuable for that point. You know, season one is just gonna be something that's gonna be huge. And I don't think people are really kind of seeing the value in regards to what badges could potentially bring. And, you know, just the social status in the Viviverse that could bring, having a unique badge, you know?
Yeah, I think I've seen this before with Pokemon, where instead of going on the hunt, which is fun to say like all first edition, all PSA 10 cards in that first base set, I've seen people sell entire sets, and those go for records because people don't have to wait months or even years to find all of these. Some of them never go on sale, and I guarantee you see at some point people selling multiple things, like here's my season one this, or here's my decon this, or all the Marvel Mighties. I guarantee you that happens.
Yeah, they've already mentioned that you're going to be able to sell things as a set and everything like that. So yeah, in the future, if you know Viviverse is off and kicking off, and it's like legit how we're all hoping and believing it will be, 10 million users or whatever, it's like the next Netflix, Amazon, which I think it has the potential to be. Yeah. I could definitely sell my whole, hey, you want the whole season one with, you know, the badge that comes with it. And again, all these NFTs are also income generating NFTs. Like, bro, what would that go for? Like, you know, like people shit on the Donnie, but I mean, yeah, I think that I just have a different perspective of it. And then like all these season ones are going to be legit, even if it's Jake the Dog or Lumpy Space Princess. You know, season one is just going to be like, oh shit, that's a season one collectible. Like, you
Yeah.
know, season two too, but obviously nothing's like season one.
Yeah.
But season two is also going to be like legit. You know, that's going to carry weight with it.
Yeah. First and
So
first. But
that's just my thought. I could be completely wrong. You know, I could be completely wrong because none of us truly know. But I'm trying to forecast it.
I've seen it before in Pokemon. I think you're 100% right. And just for the reason that I gave, and people come in just for the clout. Just like people spend how many tens of thousands of dollars a year just to be part of these country clubs that they never use, but they do it just because everyone's a part of that, and they never. It's so wild. But we do have to bounce. We do have that Reese AMA going on Superstar Money's channel in about 4 minutes.
Yeah,
but that was such an amazing high point to end on. I'm so glad we did this. I'm so glad you reached out to finally get you on. And then hopefully I get to see you at New York Comic Con.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I definitely want to go, dude. I'd love to go there. I know you already gave me kind of tips to not get anything under 4 stars because apparently there's like roaches in those hotels.
There do be some bugs. There do be some bugs. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, man. This was awesome, dude. Thanks for having me on. You know, it was great to talk with you guys, and you know, always a friend. It's always good to see you. So
yeah, of course.
Can't wait to run into next time. We'll definitely burn New York to the ground like we did San Diego and Anaheim. Comic-Con. Dude, DesignerCon too. So if anybody's on the fence about going to DesignerCon, man, it's absolutely awesome.
We got to roll deep into DesignerCon.
Awesome.
I want like 200 people there, and we just all in VV shirts. But yeah,
I'm gonna say it again too, because hopefully this catches fire and hopefully they do it. VV, please throw an official after party to one of the days of DesignerCon. Please throw an official after party.
We'll do it ourselves if they don't. But yeah, that'd be great.
We will. We always do.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you guys. All right. Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to bounce. You have a good one. And I'll see you on Superstar Money's channel in the comments.
100%. Take care, everybody.
All right. Peace. Peace.
All right. Later.
Oh, God.